Hello, my name is Brigette Wong, and I will be presenting about my project for the class of Python 3 during the winter of 2025. My project, Project Land Monster, was based off the Google Dinosaur game, which usually appears on a person's screen when there is no internet. The player is a dinosaur, and the goal is to jump over the obstacles, which inside the dinosaur game is usually the cactuses or the birds. If the player hits an obstacle, the player dies, and the words "Game Over" is shown on the screen. I wanted to do this project because I find this dinosaur game to be simple yet very addicting. Project Land Monster is almost the same as the Google Dinosaur game, just with more graphics and details. I learned many skills when I worked on my project. One skill I learned was downloading pictures, and they can actually be inputted into a code as backgrounds. Here we use pygame.transform.scale. We're gonna transform it to the width and height we want that fits the screen. And we will use pygame.image.load, which is gonna load this image right here, this monster background.jpg. Another skill I learned was checking for collision. If you check for collision, it can help determine the action the object will do after an object collides with something. For example, if an object collides with something, perhaps the game can be over, or the game can break, or some words can be printed on the screen. Here we see pygame.sprite collide, and we are checking to see if the player group sprite, obstacle group sprite, if they collide with each other. And if they collide with each other, the words game over will be shown on the screen. Here are two examples of my code. In this piece of code, we are trying to draw the player. We will try to draw the player group across the screen and animate the player group, and we will update the player group every 0.2 seconds. We're trying to make an obstacle object, and we are checking for a collision too. So when we make the obstacle class, we have to add attributes to it. Attributes like speed, its size, and its width, and many more attributes. Also, we are adding a loop here, which will loop 5 times. 5 times, and it will transform the obstacle and add spikes to it. Here we see the hitbox for collision detection. Hitbox is basically an imaginary box around an object. And if something or the hitbox collides with something, then that's what it will help determine. It will make something. It will do an action. It will trigger an action after. Perhaps it will make game over if the hitbox collides with something. Here's a demo of my project. I jumped too late. Like I said before, this game is very simple. It's just jumping over obstacles. But maybe you can play with your friends and see who can last the longest, who can jump over the most obstacles in this game. My favorite part about working on this project was finding sounds and backgrounds to import into my game. Here we use the jump sound, and we use pygame.mixer.sound to input this jump sound.mp3 into the code. Here, pygame.mixer.music.load will load hover starting sound.mp3, which will basically play the sound at this certain time. Pygame.mixer.music.play -1 will make it repeat the sound every this amount of seconds. Thank you for listening to my presentation.